Okay, first up we'll go for pineapple isotonic drink. Feels like there's a lot in here. There we go, there's the date, 2014, and assuming 14th of the 1st, 2016 is when they recommend using it by. But it's always a recommendation. No tear marks along here, interestingly. I'll have to crack into this the old-fashioned way. Ooh, nice pineapple smell. It's all kind of crystallized in there, but that should be fine. Alright, we'll count on, say, half a canteen cup. And a whole lot of stirring. At least the colour's a bit more natural. This canteen cup was still stained from the MRE Tropical. What a mess. Next up, the tea. I don't have a mug from Chile, so the next best thing is this Canadian mug from a Canadian subscriber. And finally, the orange isotonic drink. Well, that one's looking a bit more funky in the colouring. Again, all crystallized, but the pineapple dissolved really well, so no issues there. Finally, the coffee, which we'll do in Magnus's portable folding cup. And the sugar for that. Brilliant. Love this cup. Okay, so we're all drinked up. Let's get into these oat pickies. So there's no, doesn't look like there's a tear on these either, if you can hear anything. Oh yeah, bit of a hiss. Love vacuum packed things and rations, just instills so much more confidence. There we go. They're basically oat biscuits. Well, they smell good. Bit of a fruity note to them. We're going to have to be quite economical with our space because there's so much food here. Nuts and raisins, these seem mildly vacuum sealed. There we go. They smell fine. And some of these can bunk down with the oat cookie. We've got the plum juice. Nutritional information there. This one does have a tear notch. Nice and dark, like plum jam. Oh, rich dark plums there. And we got apricot juice. Hopefully to not go flying everywhere. It's a bit lighter. What does that smell like? Yeah, not too bad. Apricots. Everything seems pretty much a-okay so far. Beautiful. And we got the tuna, which was packed on 2013, I think best before 2017, so no problem. Looking good. Just flake tuna by the looks. Keep that in its can just to save on a bit of space. Ouch! We're going to get all the mains back on the scene. They all are very hot, too hot to touch. Very good sign. So we got three things to try. We had a double up with the rice and curried pork. No need for that. We've got two compartments here, so I think we'll have a bit of a vegetarian section and a meat section over there. So no worries if we mixy. There we go. Stewed lentils. They smell strangely familiar. There's not much of a smell coming off them. It's kind of a little bit of a packaging type deal. Could definitely smell more appealing, but it doesn't smell bad. That's the main thing. Here we go. Still a bit left in the pouch. What have we got in there? It's got MSG, interesting. Caramel colouring, lentils. You can see we got potato, carrot, the lentils, and just a bit of a stew going on. So altogether, not bad. This is the one I've been hanging out for, rice with curried pork. I love spicy and I love curry. And AGN, of course, remember, was kind enough to include some hardcore chili. That smells good. Rice with curried pork. It's not your typical Indian kind of curried smell. It's just some beautiful spicy notes coming off it. Very fragrant, that. While we're here, we got the last meat stew with vegetables. And we'll pop that next to the pork curry. Stew with vegetables. Could pretty much be like vegetable stew with a piece of meat. There's a couple of pieces still left in here, but overall, that is a pretty sad showing on the meat. But this smells very much like. Actually, I think it's very, very, very similar to the lentil stew. I think they've just slightly modified it, chucked some meat in it. What do I think so far? I think it's actually a really good balance of heavy and light, and sweet and savoury. Good to see some fruit in there, because that's usually what's lacking in these rations overall, and that's quite a decent serving of fruit. Remember, there's still some left in the bags, but everything else looks pretty darn good. So I'm hungry. Let's crack in. First, we'll just do a quick round of the drinks. This is the pineapple isotonic drink. Ooh, that's good. Super tangy. I have sorbic acid or something in there, but this is the orange. Again, super tangy. I don't know what kind of dilution that's supposed to be, but I would say probably even more than half a canteen cup. Maybe a full canteen cup would have been the way to go, because those are pretty strong. There's quite a lot of contents in those pouches, but despite being crystallized, no issues. It's all dissolved perfectly fine. Our tea, a bit black. This is Club brand, or the Club brand. I'll leave that tea bag in. That tastes pretty darn good. Just normal tea bag you'd buy at the supermarket. I'm no tea connoisseur, so they all taste fairly much of a muchness for me. Coffee. Oh, that's a nice one. Again, I'm not a coffee connoisseur or a tea connoisseur, but Nescafe, you can't really go wrong. Some of the coffees you do get in rations, I find, tend to be a little on the bitter side, but that wasn't. Okay, so we'll start. You start backwards, actually. We'll go for the oat cookie. Yeah, it's interesting. It's nice and crunchy. What happens is you bite into it and it crumbles away and you get this kind of nice fruit smell coming out and faint taste. And then the glugginess of the oats hits and it sort of just gums up your mouth a bit. But yeah, pretty solid food and packed full of goodness. So not too sweet either, which is great. You tend to get cookies and rations that are just sweet, full of sugar. That's pretty darn good. Raisins and peanuts, yeah, they've seen better days. Peanuts are looking a bit sort of white and pasty, and the raisins are all stuck together, but that's no big deal. Let's check them out. They taste just fine. Yep, they taste really fresh, so no problems there. There's the plums. Try a bit of that juice. That's good. Again, I was expecting sweet, but it is refreshingly natural tasting. Yeah, that's cool. I'm really loving this theme of not overly sweet. In fact, the only things that are sweet so far have been the drinks, and even though I think they're pretty concentrated with the way I've got them mixed up. Apricot. Juice is good. Yeah. Just a touch of sweet, but mostly natural apricot. Yummy. Oh man, I'll be so happy with these. It's so refreshing. And the fruit, obviously sitting in this juice, it's fairly soft, but there's still a bit of bite to it. So it's not just total mush. So, you do get the feeling that you're actually eating the real fruit. Some of the tuna. Is it just all flaked? Yeah, it is. Looks good and it smells good. And it tastes good too. Exactly the same as what you get in any supermarket. Flaked tuna in a tin. Healthy. It's just in it's just in spring water. No flavours or oil or anything in there. Okay, we'll go for the lentil stew. A bit of the potato and the carrot action. There we go. Just in that sort of lightly coloured gravy. Or yeah, I don't know. Let's try that with a bit of salt. Gundog way. No mixing in these parts. Yeah, I definitely needed the salt. Other than that, it's fairly bland. It's sustenance, you know. It's not bad, but there's not much of a flavour going on. It's kind of stew in its most basic form. But we have a secret weapon. Ooh, yum. I thought that was just going to be, you know, smell like just normal ground chili, but that's actually, it's got some flavour to it. Yeah. You're going to try it properly, because I think it's got flavour. It's not just chili flakes. Mmm. That is reasonably hot. It doesn't blow your head off though. There's definitely something else going in there. Very nice, great seasoning. Let's go for the pork, or the rice with curried pork. Are there bits of pork in here? Yeah, there are little nuggets. And in here you've got the rice, you can see the pork, and looks like some red bell peppers. Oh yeah. All it needs is just a kiss of salt, pinch of spice. Oh yeah, that's my favourite. There's actually quite a bit of meat in that. It's just hard to see. Oh, there's a big chunk. Yeah, dong dong dong. There's oh, there's peas. Decent amount of meat. There's a lot of flavours. Like compared to the lentil stew, the flavours in here and the spices coming out is you know, is really strong. Jazzed up with a bit of salt in that, but that's didn't really need it. Really good you get 2 of these in the pack. Super happy. The meat is actually, you know, real chunks of meat. It's not just falling apart. It's actually chewy without being annoyingly so. Let's check out the meat stew with vegetables. Got some potatoes, some carrots, peas, and beef by the looks. It's like I thought. It is pretty much this, but they've chucked some meat into it. So it's just a vegetarian alternative. Again, it's just sort of sustenance. Obviously with a bit of meat in there, it's more to my liking. There's some corn in there too, but the overall flavour for these two is very similar. And it really does need to be lifted up a bit, or a lot. Down the hatch. Yep. Cool. So, obviously there's a lot more to this, right? So you've got more left in the pouches here. You've got, you know, a lot more of these biscuits, which are super dense, because it's a 24-hour ration. So what do I think? My thoughts are, this is pretty darn good. It's not sickly sweet. You've got some pretty healthy options here with the tuna and with the fruit, and you got your oats, and you got some pretty substantial main meals, which with a bit of seasoning, yeah, it's good. You get the salt. What I would have liked to have seen in here was an included sachet of chili powder or some kind of hot sauce, just to give these two stews a bit of zest, bit of spunk. But the curried pork brings it home for me. That sort of seals it together, and I can forgive these two for being slightly bland. Great work, Chile, and thanks heaps, AGN. Shall we see what the boss thinks?
Thank you, AGN.
Yeah, cool. So we got a ration from Chile today. Do you know where Chile is? Should we show them on the map? Yeah? Alright, cool. So that's a 24-hour ration, honey. Do you know how long 24 hours is?
So from 12 o'clock all the way back to 12 o'clock?
Yep. So that makes it a full day, doesn't it? Okay, so you saw Daddy unpacking it all, so there's more to it. But let's just see what it tastes like. What do you want to try first?
Drinks.
You want to try the drinks first? Okay. That's pineapple. It's like a pineapple cordial, pineapple sport drink.
It has a strong taste of pineapple.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that was my favourite one. The other one's orange.
It tastes like just real oranges.
Real oranges? Oh, jeez. You're easy to please. Okay. I don't think we'll go for the tea or the coffee for you. Hey. But what do you want to go for next?
That one.
The tuna. You know what tuna is?
Yeah.
What?
It's some fish.
Good girl.
Strong taste of fish.
Yeah? You like tuna, eh? Mmm. Okay. Yep, you can go for the cookie. That's an oat cookie.
Has a strong fruit flavour.
Yeah, there is fruit going on in there, isn't there? And do you think it's sweet or not really?
Not really, but I can taste the fruit.
You can taste the fruit. Yeah, that is pretty neat. It's, if there was no fruit taste to it, probably a bit stodgy, but that gives it a kick. Alright, see if you can bite those with your 4 missing teeth.
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. My 2 front teeth. See my 2 front teeth.
Peanuts and raisins.
It tastes the same like the New Zealand ones.
It just tastes the same, just like normal peanuts and raisins, doesn't it? No problems with them. That's plums. You know what a plum is?
Fruit.
Good girl.
It tastes just like the real plum and it's soggy.
Yeah, it's soggy, because it's been sitting in the juice. It tastes good. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what those are?
Apricot juice.
Yeah, well, that's apricots in juice. Or syrup.
More like this keeps on keeping water out.
Mm.
It's just like the apricot and it's just soggy.
Yeah, it's just like the ones you get in the can, eh? Yeah, so these lasted pretty good. Okay, so starting by the one with the fish, that is lentil stew. And up to you whether you go for the red parts, because they are...
Spicy. It has lots of vegetables in it.
Yeah, Are you getting any other sort of flavours coming through, or just the vegetables?
Vegetables.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like a thick vegetable soup, that one. I suppose it's the best way to describe it. In the middle you've got curried pork with rice. That was my favourite. So yeah, get a bit of meat. Oh, going for seconds, huh? Seems like that might be your favourite too.
This is my favourite.
Yeah, what does it taste like?
It has a bit of spice in it.
Yeah, you like that, yeah, you like a bit of spice. Okay. Cool, and that one is meat. See if you can find a bit of meat. There might be a bit in
What
there.
one?
Yeah, meat stew with vegetables. Or more like vegetable stew with a couple of bits of meat.
It's healthy
Healthy, yeah, it probably is, you know, in its own way.
and it has a strong taste of vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it kind of tastes like the other one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty similar to that. Alright. So overall, what do you think of the ration from Chile? Is it a 1 thumbs up or a 2 thumbs up?
5,000.
A 5,000 thumbs up. Whoa. Okay. And AGM also got oopsie. Here you go. I'll hold those up. Jelly beans. What are they like? Are they jelly beans? Actually, can I have a look? Let's see. Yeah, jelly beans.
It tastes a bit like fruit.
Yeah, jelly beans there. They're quite tasty. They're they don't have as much give as the jelly beans over here. They're a little bit harder. Could just be for the age, but yeah. And that is a kind of like a chocolate cereal bar. Yeah, I can see from the smile you're digging that one.
Go Chile. Thanks, AGN.